Two burial mounds stood on Terra Ceia Island in Manatee County, Florida, side by side, built by the same people, used for 1,000 years. One of them was destroyed, not by accident. Road fill, a roadway cut directly through it, cabins built on top of it, grave robbers digging into it for decades. The 27 people buried inside it, scattered into private collections across the state of Florida. Nothing left, and the other one, still standing, 20 feet tall, 170 feet at the base, flat-topped, with a curved ramp on the western side. The only mound in the entire Tampa Bay area known to have a curved ramp, and almost nobody in Florida knows it exists. Madira Bickel Mound, Terra Ceia Island, Manatee County, Florida, 10 miles south of Tampa, 1 mile south of Interstate 275. Cars pass it on US 19 every single day. Drivers heading south toward Sarasota, drivers heading north toward Tampa, and the people in those cars have no idea they're driving past Florida's first state archaeological site. The first, not the biggest, not the most visited, the first. Carl and Madira Bickel purchased this land in 1948 and donated it to the state. Not because the state asked, not because of a law, because they saw what was happening to the mound next door, the Prime Mound, the neighboring burial mound that had been there just as long, the one that's now under a road. The Bickels donated the land to prevent the same fate. The site is named after Madira, the woman who said enough. 3 civilizations used this place. The first came about 2,000 years ago. Minnesota period. Simple life. Hunting. Fishing. They built shell middens along the shore of Miguel Bay, piling shells as they ate, year after year, decade after decade. Miguel Bay is an arm of Tampa Bay, the same bay that you drive over on the Sunshine Skyway Bridge today. These people woke up every morning to water. They fished from dugout canoes. They gathered shellfish along the shoreline. They dried fish in the Florida sun, and they left behind the evidence of every meal. Shells, layer after layer, the shell middens along the northwest shore of the site, built up over centuries. The shells are still in the ground. The second culture arrived around 700 AD, the Weeden Island period, and they brought something different. Pottery. Not just functional pottery, the most artistic pottery found anywhere in Florida. Ripley Bullen excavated this site and recovered more than 10,000 pottery sherds. 10,000. Think about that number. 10,000 individual pieces of broken ceramic from a single 10-acre site on a small Florida island. Each piece once part of a vessel. Each vessel once made by a specific person who lived here, who had a name, who had a family, who worked the clay with their hands and shaped it into something that would outlast them by 1,000 years. Bowls, vessels, effigy pieces, decorated with geometric designs and animal figures, owls, dolphins, human faces molded into the clay. These weren't utility objects. They were made for ceremony, for burial, for the dead. The Weeden Island people did not put everyday objects into their graves. They created special objects that were made to be buried, made once, used in ceremony, then placed with the dead and sealed into the mound. Archaeologists call them killed vessels. The potters would deliberately puncture a hole in the base of each burial piece to release the spirit of the object, to send it into the next world with the person who carried it. The pottery recovered from this site is now scattered across museum collections in Florida. But 10,000 pieces were here once, in this ground, on this island, made by hands that have been gone for 1,000 years. The third period began around 900 AD. The safety harbor culture, the Tocobaga people. They built bigger villages, they farmed, they grew, and at some point, in this third period, they built the mound, the flat-topped platform that still stands today. Flat-top, ceremonial platform. A chief lived up there, or religious ceremonies happened up there, or both. And a 10-foot wide, curved ramp on the western side let people ascend to the summit. Not a straight ramp. Curved. No other mound in the Tampa Bay area was built this way. The Tocobaga were connected to a wider world. Trade goods moved along the Gulf Coast. Pottery styles traveled hundreds of miles. The wide variety of ceramic types found at this site shows connections to other cultures across the region. In the 1530s, Hernando de Soto landed somewhere in the Tampa Bay area. For a long time, historians believed this was the village of Uceta, the village where de Soto established his base camp in 1539. The theory seemed to fit: the location, the size, the presence of a mound. But when archaeologists excavated the site, they didn't find what they expected. No Spanish artifacts from the De Soto period, no evidence of European presence from that era. The village of Utah was somewhere else. And yet, they did find European objects, glass beads, metal fragments, not from De Soto, but from contact, from the slow, terrible arrival of European disease and settlement that followed the expeditions. By 1560, the Tocobaga were in decline. By 1600, they were gone. A civilization that had lived on Tampa Bay for 1,000 years disappeared in 60 years. Disease moved faster than the Europeans themselves. Before most Tocobaga ever saw a European face, they were already dying from European diseases, carried inland by trade routes and river systems. Smallpox, measles, illnesses their immune systems had never encountered. The villages emptied, the mound was abandoned, the ramp grew over with Florida vegetation. The bay kept fishing without anyone to fish it, and the mound was left alone in the Florida wilderness for 300 years. In the 1800s, settlers came to Terra Ceia Island. They found 2 mounds. They saw the prime mound and used it as road fill, cut a road through it, built cabins on it. For decades, people dug into it and took whatever they could find. 27 burials, thousands of artifacts, the bones of 27 people who had been placed in that mound with ceremony and care by people who loved them. Dug up, taken, scattered. The artifacts that survived the looting ended up in museum collections across Florida. The ones that didn't survive are gone forever. Between the road fill, the cabins, the grave robbers, and a roadway cut directly through the burial chamber, little to nothing of the prime mound remains. It was destroyed the way most of Florida's ancient sites were destroyed. Not by war, not by natural disaster, just by people who didn't care and had no reason to. And then the Bickels arrived. Carl Bickel was a prominent Florida figure, a former president of United Press International. Madira was his wife. They recognized what was happening to these sites across Florida, and they did something about it. They purchased the land that included the mound and the surrounding site, then donated it to the state of Florida in 1948. The state accepted the donation and designated it Florida's first state archaeological site. The site is named after Madira, not Carl, Madira, the woman who said enough. Today, the site is 10 acres, open daily, free, no staff, no restrooms, no gift shop. A short trail through subtropical Florida leads to the mound. Dense palms, saw palmettos, sea grape, heat, no shade, mosquitoes if you come in summer. Stairs now follow the path of the original curved ramp, the ramp that Tocobaga people walked up to reach their chief's house 1,000 years ago. Today you walk the same line, up the same slope. At the top, a fenced viewing area, and from there, on a clear day, you can see Miguel Bay and Tampa Bay in the distance. The same water the Tocobaga fished for 1,000 years. The Prine Mound is gone. Road fill, cabins, a road running through where the burials were. 27 people buried there, now under pavement. But the mound next door, the one the Bickels saved, stands 20 feet tall on Terra Ceia Island, flat-topped, curved ramp. Florida's first state archaeological site, still there, free to visit, completely overlooked. The Prine Mound is under a road. The Bickel Mound is 20 feet tall in the Florida sun. Both forgotten. One just still exists.